more green on that right side. If you're not too sure what club to hit, then you should stay away from that left side.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
That drops for another birdie. 2 in a row to start the round. This is a strong par 4, 452 yards, the third hole. It's a good challenge, Frank.
It is. Big sweeping dogleg left. Actually in a straight line. It's 315, 320 yards to run out. So if you hit the ball further than that, it's going to have to draw. Otherwise, you'll be hitting in the rough on the other side. Still a lengthy shot under there on a green that actually has 3 different levels.
Now the approach here at the third. Didn't hit it in there tight, but still with a good chance.
Yeah, if that's his worst shot at the end of the day, then I still think he's played well.
Sit. Sit.
Oh, without a doubt, that will be on the highlight reel later tonight. Excellent shot. Frank, this is a muscular par 4 here at just under 490 yards, the fourth at Quail Hollow. A difficult proposition.
It is, but fortunately that tee shot plays a little downhill. But one of the difficulties with the tee shot is the fairway kicks from right to left. So it needs a good one to keep it on the fairway, and another green that has 3 different levels.
Wow, he moved that a long ways right in the fairway. Frank, as we look at the second shot here at the fourth, what's the best chance for a birdie?
A nice high floating second shot would be the ideal go here. Rich just pitching slightly right of the flag, but you cannot afford to miss this green on the right.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Frank, I thought that was in. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Those keep the round going, those par putts. Now to the first par 5 here at Quail Hollow, the fifth hole. It's 570 yards, and it would seem, Frank, that this tee shot sets up well for a guy like Rory McIlroy.
It does. Someone that hits it long and moves the ball right to left, and that's what you're going to have to do here. One of the main reasons for that is not necessarily the dog leg, but the fact that the fairway, Rich, slopes away from you. it slopes to the right and away. So that makes that tee shot so much more difficult.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. And from the fairway for his second shot here. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Real good. Up or down, right about there. Probably gonna be short.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. Wow, Frank, this is all you want in a par 3. 250 yards here at the 6th.
Hey, that's what these guys need, especially in a PGA championship. Fortunately, the hole plays a little bit downhill, but 250, whichever way you cut it, is a big par 3.
Well, he's on the green, but still plenty of work left. About a 25-footer coming up, trying to make yet another birdie. That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
Par here's fine, isn't it, Frank? Well, Frank, an eagle is in play here at the par 5 7th.
And a 6, and a 7, and an 8, or a 9, actually. This is a potential scorecard record, the 7th hole. Many a tee shot has found that creek on the right, trees, problems on the left. There's no question there's a reward for a good tee shot here. But then there's a decision on do you go for this par 5 and 2. It's not overly long, just over 530 yards. It is very tempting.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
And he's set up for his third shot here, looking to get it on the green with this. Good swing, good shot yet again. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Setting himself up for a good weekend, the wily golf instructor makes his birdie. Frank, I love a drivable par 4. In the modern power game, it really adds an element of excitement. And here we go at the 350-yard par 4/8.
Well, you're definitely going to love this one then, Rich, because it ticks all the boxes here. There's no water in play, just a few bunkers down the left and the one that protects the right side of the green. And you've got a really narrow green, so plenty of reward with minimal risk.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. He'll need to be strong with this. Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Settles in over the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, Frank, what do you think of the ninth hole here at Quail Hollow?
Oh, I think it's a beauty, Rich. One of those long, nice drawing tee shots. 500 yards is a par 4. You have to hit a good drive down there. The fairway doesn't camber that much. The hole does dogleg to the left. Big advantage for a big tee shot here.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back nine, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Bit surprising, misses the green in regulation here at the par 5.
Yeah, you'd think this is one of the easier holes on the golf course. So now just trying to avoid 6.
Well, he has not been bothered by these strong winds today. It has really been gusty, but you wouldn't know it watching this guy on TV. Getting set now over the putt. Good effort and a good par putt. Now to the par 4 11. Frank, what do you think of this hole?
It's an interesting hole, Rich, and I'm curious to see how aggressive players will play here today. The easy way, obviously, is just hit it down the right side and set up a nice second shot with a short iron. Or the most fun way is to take the big stick out and try and bite off as much of that corner as you choose. But be prepared to pay the price should it not come off.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on the easy birdie.
Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. Frank, I think the mark of a good golf course design, changing directions. We go from a right to left hole, now at the 12th, to a left to right hole.
Yeah, there's no two holes at Quail Hollow that look the same. And this one's slightly downhill. Fairway tilts a little bit to the right. And it's a bit of a sleeper. And plus you add in on top of that 450 yards plus. This is a fairway that has to be hit.
Nothing wrong with that one. How about 300 yards and in the fairway? Chance to get it close here. Frank, we remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2010, his first PGA Tour victory, a 62 in the final round. It was also the first victory for Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, and oddly enough, it was in a playoff. And in that playoff, Ricky just pulled out a driver and smashed it down there, then hit a sand iron to that front left flag. Basically the gimme distance. Not only did he win in the playoff, but he beat Rory McIlroy, the then world #1 in DA points. And that was the same Ricky Fowler that, remember, in the playoff in 2015 for the Players' Championship, drove the ball in equally daunting fashion over those 3 playoff holes at TPC Sawgrass. Well read.
Now to the par 3 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. Has a front right portion. There's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle.
Just a beautiful approach shot. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Go ahead and do that for birdie. Wow, Frank, this is a really good little par 4, isn't it, the 14th?
It is, and this is where one of those strong 3-woods comes in. And the last 50 or 60 yards as the ball kicks down and towards the left, and it sounds like an aggressive play, but like a hard 3-wood trying to run it down there is actually not a bad play.
Is it drivable?
It is drivable, but it's whether it's worth the risk.
Frank, one of our colleagues at Golf Channel, Brian Hammond's always liked to say, keep it in the short grass. It is nice to play from the fairway.
The game's so much easier from the fairway. Less decisions to be made. You don't have to worry about a flyer or the lip in front of the bunker or a tree. The game almost appears straightforward from there.
This is a good-looking shot. Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th.
It's at sneaky distance. Oh, another one goes in.
Now at the par 5, 15th hole, 577 yards. Frank, you remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2010, that final round, 62?
I certainly do, Rich. That was an amazing run on the second nine. And holes like this, too. He just stood up here with a driver and just obliterated it down there with a nice draw. Took those bunkers out of play and just set up a mid-iron.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag.
Second shot.
How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Frank, how good was that just to get it on the green?
Well, from that shot there, you would have thought for sure that there was no chance he had of finding the green. That was some shot.
Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
At last, we have arrived at the start of one of the most daunting finishing stretches in all of golf. They call it the Green Mile, 16, 17, and 18 here at Quail Hollow. The 16th is a par 4, 508 yards, Frank.
And this hole was made even more difficult when they pushed that green further left to bring the water more in play with the second shot. I mean, it's a great par 4. It's strong in every single department.
Second shot now to the daunting par 4, 16th hole. Frank, this is all you want.
Yeah, and if you want to take the safe route, then obviously that's down the right side. That's the quickest way to get to the putting surface, and also it's the flattest side. When they start sticking the flag on the left, though, be prepared to pay the price. Short, difficult chip. Long, the ball's going to bounce over the back.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. Frank, he might like this one. He might like... Oh, he's going to love it, Frank.
Wow.
Headed for home and in. What a tremendous putt. Frank, this is all you want in a par 3, especially late in the round. You have to carry the water. You have to deal with the pressure. At 221 yards, this requires a player's very best.
On the process of elimination, don't go long, don't go left, don't go short, and right is marginal. It doesn't leave you with much. This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker.
Well, it doesn't matter if I want the water.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
And what a great bunker shot. Frank, best bunker players that you've ever seen.
Most of them South African. Gary Player, anything else, David Frost, just have a great feel. A little bit like what we just saw there.
Good par. Now to the finishing hole here at Quail Hollow. Frank, what can we expect?
If there was a name for this hole, Rich, it should be called Narrows. The creek that meanders its way down the left side and actually divides that hole into really half the size of what a normal par 4 should be. That makes it hard. The bunker on the right is your bailout area, just over 290 yards to get past that, and then the narrowest green that still sits up against the lake. This is just a brutal finish.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank, not surprisingly, Rory McIlroy owns the event record here, 21 under par. That came in 2015. He won by a touchdown by 7 shots. And then we all remember what he did here in 2010.
Yeah, remember the runner-up, which was Patrick Rogers. He shot 14 under, and that's won just about every other championship at this event. So it shows you the magnitude of Rory.
And he went for the brief swim there, Frank. He's
The Greek
trying
swim.
to stay dry now.
He is, just trying to avoid water on the brain as well. This will take a good swing.
Playing his 4th shot after the 3rd was wet. Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. He made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today.
In this situation, Richard, bogey's not all that bad. Still has the lead.
So all the scores have been posted for round number 2, and look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with 2 very solid rounds of golf. Key right now, just stay out of your own way and keep it up. The pressure will start to build. We know that.